on Facebook. So our boot camp is a 12-day program where we take dogs into our facility in Ronkonkoma and we shape their behavior, whatever it is. So when people come, obviously there's reasons they're bringing them. They jump, they pull, they bark, they dig. Most of it's all dragging on the leash. That's like 90% of it. And they get stimulated by distractions. All right, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot because I was talking to the people on Facebook. I forgot that I'm just introducing the show. It's Mike Gould, Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. What do we do at Hounds Town? Fully interactive doggy daycare. Thousands of dogs, millions of dogs come to our facilities in 7 different states now, and they interact in play groups. It's very straightforward. We don't sell Perrier water. We don't have. We keep it very real. Dogs come because dogs have not evolved like humans did. So their needs are completely different. So we just give them what they really need, because at home, people love their dogs and give them a lot of human needs. You know, watching Dancing with the Stars on the couch and stuff. Here at Doggy Daycare at Hounds Town, they can, as we say, hump, jump, and dump without getting yelled at or screamed at. So they can really be themselves, what a dog does. So introduce, who do we have here with us today?
So I have Harvey.
What's Harvey's story, Mike?
Harvey is actually a very nervous dog, especially on a leash with strangers. He's over here sleeping, but
right,
so he was prone to snap at people.
Right.
Whether it was on the leash, anyone coming into the house. So the parents were very nervous. The good thing is he's like, within the first 2 days, he's pretty much done a 180 as far as introducing to new people. He's met about 7 staff members. He met John.
Right.
And he's been great. Now we've been here at the airport. He hasn't growled or been nervous about really anybody.
Right. So with Harvey, for example, so he's a nervous dog. So all dogs we judge the dog's personality and temperament. So Harvey's a nervous dog. So he's nervous because he doesn't really haven't been exposed to all the different things that human life has to offer. So we're going to do that. So for him, it's more socialization. And when pet owners have a nervous dog, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if Harvey snapped at somebody at some time, and means snap, just use their mouth to snap, to get people away from them. He doesn't want his boundaries crossed. Then what we do is we project that on him. And as I said, it becomes self-fulfilling. So now because you don't want anybody to get hurt, which is normal human thinking, so you don't really expose the dog to anybody. So it's almost a reverse process. So what we do in a very controlled fashion, and that's what we're doing with the dogs here tonight, we're bringing them to kind of the epicenter. I mean, an airport is crazy if you think about it. There's glass reflections, there's electric doors, there's wheelchairs, luggage, kids, other animals. So this is really good for Harvey. He has to work through that.
Yeah.
And after 7 days, like Ashley said, it looks like a magic trick what we do, but it's not. Once you learn how the trick is conducted, and it's really conducted easily by relaxing. Go ahead. Yeah. Who else we got?
So Danielle is going to be handling Luna today. So Luna is a standard poodle. She's only 7 months old, and Harvey, on the other hand, is 4, which does take into consideration that he's kind of, I wouldn't say set in his ways, but he's learned these behaviors.
Right. Anytime, if you think about a 6-year-old dog compared to a year-old dog, a 6-year-old dog in human terms,
building on habits too.
Right, and he's significantly older, so it's like a 60-year-old person that's trying to stop smoking that's been smoking all their lives. So it's a habit, whether it's wearing your seatbelt, whatever habits we have. A dog that's 6 years old is going to be more entrenched in those habits because they've been reinforced for that long. And then, of course, who's this dog?
We have River. So River's a 9-month-old Alaskan Malamute.
And these are beautiful dogs. River here is passed out at my feet. And you have to understand that, and everyone had a different personality and where they came from. They have a different history. Some of these have been owned since puppies.
Yep.
Harvey came from a shelter.
Yep.
So that says something. Dogs at shelters come with a different set of problems. We don't know what their problems are. So if we obviously have a pet owner who raised their dog from a puppy, they can tell us everything about their behavior. With Harvey, we kind of have to figure it out. So anyway, that's going to be our show tonight. It's going to be about how to shape behavior. So it's easy to shape behavior. It's easier to shape behavior, meaning if you have a 4-month-old dog that doesn't pull on the leash when he's 4, 5, 6, he'll never pull on the leash. If they don't bark at the front door, they'll never bark at the front door. So that's what we're doing here. So with Harvey, we have to kind of rehabilitate him, right? He had bad habits, pulling on the leash, being aggressive towards other dogs on a leash. So in 7 days, we're reprogramming him. And in many ways, I describe it as rehab for people, right? So presumably you go to rehab for 90 days. Somebody figured scientifically 90 days is a good time for people to get involved in structured programs. Obviously no drugs for those 90-day periods. And then it's the beginning of a process. So if you come back from rehab and you have a keg party for somebody, then everything is thrown out the window. The same thing for these dogs. If we're going to do what we do, and we video, so it's not theoretical. We're doing it. You're going to see it tonight, and so that means the dogs are capable. It's not me and my big mouth. Danielle can do it. Ashley can do it. And so it's not about the person. I got Harvey, who's probably about 100. River. He's about 100 pounds. It doesn't require strength. We talk about. Well, we said don't look, talk, and touch. And you're going to see during our 7-minute break how we're going to handle them. We're going to walk them around the airport. And if they get triggered by some movement, we might correct them. But understand something. They don't know anything about the human world. They are animals that have been domesticated 15,000 years ago. And they haven't evolved much. So they don't know what glass doors are. They don't know what luggage carts are. So it's quite vacuum cleaners. So it's quite natural for them to get out of balance. So we're going to teach you how to do these things. We're going to teach in boot camp. The first thing we do, day one, is we take the pressure off dogs by teaching them to go to one safe spot, and that's where they go, and that's it. And we begin that on the first day. And then for 12 days, it's reinforced. There's a consistency to it. So we have a level of leadership. Leadership doesn't mean yelling and screaming, pinch collars, prong collars. Leadership just means you have a calm, assertive demeanor. And not everybody has a calm, assertive demeanor. I normally don't, but when I'm dealing with dogs, I do. So we're going to demonstrate that. What else are we doing?
We're going to, like you were saying, going over the pretty much the process we go through this and through the boot camps with these 3 dogs we have. And what is crazy is they are all completely different personalities. So where Luna and River are very confident dogs, they kind of push boundaries as far as Luna jumps on people, River pulls a lot, and it's hard for him to greet new people because people look at him because he's a 100-pound dog, whereas Harvey is standoffish and, like you were saying, when people encroach on them, is where he has his issues.
Right.
And it's kind of funny to see that he is the older dog out of all of them.
Right.
And the 2 younger dogs don't really have that confidence issue.
Right. So and part of it's genetic, so it's not always, first of all, it's never the dog. We have a dog, regardless. We do take certain, as we've talked about many times in this show, we take the breed's genetic predisposition into account, but it's like saying an Irish person's going to be an alcoholic for sure. That might be the case. Most of my family was. But it doesn't mean necessarily they will be. So whatever stereotypes we have about humans, frankly, they were born out of something that the people did. That's why the stereotypes are. During the potato famine, Irish people ate potatoes. So, all these stereotypes come from somewhere. Obviously, for humans, it's ridiculous, but for dogs that have selective breeding, they've been bred for certain reasons. So Akitas, for example, are bred to guard. So they all have these things. Harvey is some kind of, he's broken down through several different breeds. River is a pretty much purebred AKC 9-month Alaskan Malamute, as well as Luna. It's clear that she's a standard poodle. I mean, what does that mean? That means according to the AKC, they fit those standards, the AKC standards. It's height, their legs are certain, everything's in conforming to the American Kennel Club. That's all a purebred is. It's whatever the American Kennel Club says they are. Now they have Labradoodles or whatever, so they're always introducing new breeds. We're going to take a break for 2 minutes. Then we're going to come back. For those of you on Facebook, stay with us. Then we're going to come back, and then we'll do another segment, and then we'll try to do some kind of a demonstration. So you're listening to The Dish on Dogs, 103.9. Follow us on Facebook. This is kind of pretty cool stuff. And we'll see you in about 2 minutes after the break. All right. Hi, folks. Is anybody watching tonight or not really?
Yeah, we had about 8 people.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 now.
I wonder, is Jackie watching or no?
Sandy's watching.
Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Sandy. We love you, Sandy. Kathleen, Leah. I got the right Sandy?
Yeah.
I got the right Sandy. You made quite an impression on my mind. I usually don't remember people's names. But, so we had a wonderful experience over the weekend. Was it not Leah? It was close to Leah. Leah. So, anyway, I hope you guys...
Sandy also made that mistake. She told me. So.
Yeah, of course. Everyone makes the same mistake. That's why I don't try to remember people's names. Can't I just say hi in a neutral way? I won't say hi, cutie, God forbid. I won't say things that could be misinterpreted. Hi, cutie. Is that bad?
Luna's breeder is actually watching.
Hi, Luna's breeder. Luna. That's over there.
Poodle.
Beautiful standard
crazy.
poodle. All right, so cool. So I'm glad Sandy's watching. That means they're back from the beach. They're settled down. I actually saw you in the lobby today when you came in to pick up. You had your backpack on. You're all. I was watching you. So yeah, Sandy, Leah. I hope they had a good time at the pool. I'm assuming everybody, left there safely. What else do I want to talk about? What about our friends in Pittsburgh? Are they listening in or no?
Not that I know of yet.
Well, that hurts.
Try.
That hurts. They try. Well, I do understand some people have a life, but...
And Jess Weisgram's watching also.
Who?
One of our customers. She got a new puppy.
And we're still doing our not dangerous dog. Craziest dog contest. We got enough dangerous dog. Our craziest dog contest. So we still have a couple of weeks to get your videos in. 2 minutes of your dog being crazy. And we're going to put them all together. We're going to take a look. We've just been really busy, and we haven't had a chance to fairly sift through them all. So we want kind of the craziest dog that's not a menace to society, so something that, he's jumping, he's pulling, he's barking. So
yeah, I know we got Rory's in already.
We got to look. I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, boy.
All right, we're going to get back to this. We're going to talk about our 4th of July party. We're going to talk about our trip. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You're listening to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould, founder of Hounds Town USA, home to the absolute happiest dogs on earth. How do we know they're happy? Because they come pulling their owners in the door. They jump, they hump, they dump. There's no yelling, screaming. We know they're happy. And we've had 1 million of them so far. So that's pretty impressive. And when I say it's impressive, my staff is amazing. They're the ones that make this happen. They just get it, in recovery, people talk about you just get it. You get what it's all about. When dealing with dogs, you either get it or you don't, and it takes a while. So here today we have, I don't know why I'm talking about recovery so much today, but there is a parallel to our boot camp. So our boot camp is 12 days in a dog's life. And if we think that dogs mature quicker than humans, it's about equivalent to 90 days in rehab, which about 90 days is about when society, some scientists said 90 days of abstinence from something, along with education and structure, is the way people recover from addiction. So that's what we're doing here. So these dogs are addicted to pulling on the leash, or addicted to jumping on the counter, or addicted to digging holes, chasing squirrels. So for 12 days, which is analogous to 90 days in a human's life, we put structure in their lives. So they live a very balanced, happy life. Similar to recovery. They learn things, they experience things, and they have a very balanced, holistic life. What are you guys laughing about? Tell everybody.
Harvey's just laying upside down on his back sleeping right now.
Oh, okay. So for those of you on Facebook, and so is my dog River over here, they're all laying down because it's kind of warm in here. It's hot out. I have an Alaskan Malamute. Hello? You don't have to be an animal behaviorist to understand that he may be a little uncomfortable in 90-degree humid weather. Right? So take that into consideration. By the way, last week I talked about the challenges of 4th of July. Now, 4th of July is over, and hopefully everybody had a safe 4th of July. But we talked about how dogs and humans get out of balance. There's the accidents on the LIE skyrocketed. Hey, maybe not skyrocketed. They increased. Mm-hmm. Animal bites increased. Kids getting hurt. Not big things, little things. They fell off the deck. Uncle Johnny poked them with a pool cue. I don't know what the hell happened. What were you thinking I was going to say? All right. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What are you thinking? So anyway, accidents happen. They don't have to be dog maulings, but if River, a 100-pound Alaskan Malamute, jumps on somebody and knocks them off a deck, what's the difference?
It's detrimental.
It's extremely detrimental. So we know that, so we balance energy. So what else do you want to talk about?
So what else are you going to talk about is our trip we just went on.
Yeah. Oh, right. So we went to Pittsburgh. So we traveled to Detroit.
First, yes.
First, on Noah's Ark. We talked about this last time. We actually took Noah's Ark from here at Iceland. Noah's Ark is Southwest Airlines, right? So it's a small container ship, but it's
I know where you're going with that.
It's an aluminum. Well, because there's animals and humans and everybody's coexisting in this little tube. And you know, there's dogs, there's people. We're on lines, and it's ridiculous. The place smells. There's flatulence to go around. I don't know if it's the dog. I don't know if it's the human next to me. It's just a disgusting experience. And that's air travel. Southwest is not my favorite. But it's cheap. It's cheap, and it gets to where you're going. I don't care about the Here's what I don't care about the bag of pretzels. I don't care about the half a cup of Sprite. I would rather not to be sitting next to some stinky-ass dog. That's my point. And I get it. Here I am, a dog lover. I don't want to get crazy again. This incites me. What? Wait, what happened?
Oh, yeah. Somebody's asking if we can explain boot camps, which we'll get into.
All right, we'll get into that. That's all right. We were interrupted. Oh, by the way, there's breaking news coming along the wire here.
PSA, public service
announcement. Researchers at Hounds Town USA has discovered wet dog smell. They just discovered this. It just came across the wires. Researchers. Now, they've come up with solutions, and I think part of it is bathing the dog after they had a hard day of running around with other wet dogs.
Yeah.
So the study's still out, but yeah, so that was the news alert that came across the wire. So okay, I'm ranting. What is what's the question?
The question was, someone asked if we can explain how the boot camp works.
Yes, so how does the boot camp work? And as I was saying, we kind of look at it, we put leadership and structure into a dog. It's holistic. It doesn't mean the dogs aren't locked away. We don't train them for 6 hours a day. They're balanced. So they go into a pack of other dogs, like all dogs should be, just like kids should play if they go to summer camp. Let's say they go to lacrosse camp or whatever. They go and get into it with another group, a group that they're comfortable with. So they play for most of the day. Randomly and periodically throughout the day, we take them out of the facility, and the first thing we teach them is thou shalt not pull on the leash. We teach them not to pull on the leash. Then second thing we do is teach them to go place. It's like telling a child where their homeroom is or what seat they belong in. So it's rather simple. And then we build on that. Next day, we reinforce what we learned the first day. The third day, we reinforce what we learned on the second and first day. So you can see where this progression begins. So by the time we're in the 10th day, we're reinforcing all of those behaviors, but they're simple behaviors. We don't talk to the dogs, we make sounds, and they respond to our movement, as you'll see if you stay with us during the demonstration. So now if a dog already knows some of these behaviors, which they never do, the pet owners tell us they do, but they really don't. Because if the dog knew how to sit and stay, which most people tell me they do, and I tell them no, they don't, if they do know how to sit and stay, you don't need to come to boot camp. So the next time it's getting ready to chase a squirrel, just tell it to sit and stay. The next time somebody rings the doorbell, just tell it to sit and stay. So the fact is, it's not true. It's an illusion. Some of your dogs sit and stay in the kitchen by the cookie jar for about a nanosecond while you shove a piece of bacon down their throat. And that's what people consider obedience. That's a training response to something. That's a trick for a treat. Sit and you give the dog a cookie as a trick for a treat. It actually lowers your leadership. Here it is. If you're on Facebook, we're going to show you our dogs, as I said at the beginning of the show. Each one of these dogs have a different personality. They've been with us for about a week. We work with them pretty much every day, sometimes not. So it's like kids. If a dog gets overheated, I got an Alaskan.
If it's 98 degrees outside, we'll give her a break.
Right. Or we'll do something inside. But the point is, in those 12 days, we allow 1 or 2 days for either us to be sick or the dog to be sick. But you'll see at the end of the 12 days, things come together. and we video it. This is the important part. You don't have to rely on me. We're going to video each one of these dogs. So if the owners don't reinforce what we do, you just burnt your money.
Right. And I think that's the biggest question. People are asking, how do they do this when they get home? Because it's not just a, magic, like you're saying, where we're teaching the dog how to do this and they're going to go home and do all of these things.
Right. We can't set behaviors. I shouldn't say that. I should say we set behaviors. But we're really not training the dog. We're teaching the dog certain things, then we're reinforcing. It's incumbent on the pet owner at home to follow through. We give people 10 things to follow. If you don't follow those 10 things, everything is going back to the beginning. So people call me all the time. They'll pay me any amount of money to teach their dog to come. And teaching a dog to come to them when they're chasing a squirrel is like geometry for a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old that don't know 2 plus 2. So it's a process. And it's, as long as people's expectations are reasonable, they're going to be very happy. Nobody's ever complained because we explain what the process is and we video it. So the only way that this can't be true is you folks at home don't reinforce it. And I don't blame you. People are busy. They don't get it. If you want to watch a couch or a bed is a couch and a bed. If you want to watch Dancing with the Stars with the dog in the bed, that's okay with me. But then don't understand when he starts growling at somebody about it and he takes possession of it. And we'll talk about that more after the break. What we're going to do now is John's going to take his iPad. We're going to take these 3 dogs. We're going to walk around the airport for the next 6-7 minutes or so, and we'll see how it goes. Keep our fingers crossed. Keep it on. I'm sorry that on the radio if I'm not explaining this right, but whatever. All right, got to wake this little fella up. So you go first. And you just relax over there for a minute, John. Just keep a nice steady camera.
So I'm going to go.
Yeah, you follow her, and we'll just go out and walk around a little. Ugh. All right. They're a little younger than me, so here it is. We're relaxed. There's no tension. And these dogs a week ago they weren't this way. So I'm turning, you just keep moving. So what I like people to see is that the handlers are relaxed. There's no tension. There's no pinch collars. There's no prong collar. And we're not talking to them. So as we turn, we're going to slow down and come to a stop. There's not a lot of talking. We praise good behavior. Like this, we're going to pivot out with our right foot. There's no talking. Now we see energy coming up from behind us. And dogs notice these things. They see their reflection. They see everything. This is not done with treats. We are not giving these dogs any treats. Then we think of what we want to do. Drop your leash. Drop your leash. There's not a lot of talking, yelling, screaming, clicking. We come back, we love the dogs. Now, so this is what we teach the dogs on the first day. We're going to all step back. We're not going to talk. We're all going to step out with our left foot and follow Ashley. Go ahead. No talking here, folks. Half the time I forget the dog's name. The other behavior we teach is teaching the dogs to go to a designated spot. So they're going to their place, we call it. Go place. This is the only time we give a dog a treat, is when they go to their place, or in perfect world, a crate. They should be properly crate trained. Most people don't have a clue about crate training. Then we offer distractions. And each dog is different. You got scared. That's fine. There's no big problem here. This is a dying animal to a dog. Why do you think they want to chew it and take the squeaker out? So now we don't take the squeakers away. We teach the dogs. Look at the poodle. The Malamute don't even get up. So Harvey's a little bit more stimulated by it. We're cool. We're not screaming, running, throwing cans of pennies. The same thing for the ball. What is a ball? A ball is a rabbit. Harvey's stimulated by it. No worries. Each dog is different. Every human watching has a different personality. Some people are academic, some people are sportsmen. Anyway, my point is we relax. I'm going to switch with you. You're going to take one, hi baby. And then we're just going to do a little, go into your wheelchair. And all we're doing is exposing the dogs to things. Good. Then call your dog. Good, right? She made a little mistake, and then the other dog misinterpreted. We're talking about very simple brains here. And now she's going for a walk. And then she's coming, making a left turn. Or a right turn. She doesn't understand right from left. But this is as simple as it is. Now she's going to have him go back to his place. She's going to just tell him to go place. She's going to just then miraculously get out of her wheelchair, or not. And then she's going to walk away. And this is simple. What I'm going to ask Dee to do is, if you come a little closer, cameraman, Dee is going to get lower and just clap and call her dog. The dog comes, she picks up the leash. Ashley's going to get in front of Harvey. River. She's just going to get low. That's the command for the dog to come. 3 minutes. All right, we got 3 minutes. Now we're just going to follow Ashley, and off we go again. We can go fast. We can go slow. But what I'd like you to know is there's a lot of distractions here. But the dogs aren't barking, pulling, jumping, humping, dumping. Now the poodle's not ready for this. Keep going. People at the airport's going to kill it. So we're wrapping up. We're going to go back into our little bubble, which, when you think about where we are, we're going to have 3 dogs that don't know each other inside of a bubble with all kinds of distractions. All right, let me put him back. Almost switch. We're going to put him back. Come on, Harvey. Good boy, Harvey. Good boy, Harvey. Come on, go place. Go place. Good. And then you put your dog back. We're going to switch. And then we're going in and starting our show. That's right. Just give him a second. Good, take him. And now we're switching. So the good part, when you see Danielle can do this with all 3 dogs. It's not about strength. We're not talking. We're conditioning the dogs to follow our movement. Fast movement, slow movement. We're relaxed. No problemo, senor. Love. And we're going back inside. Come on, kid.
Yes. So the same lady that asked about, so it's Janet. Jeanette? Yeah, so yes, Bailey and Cookie's mom. So we'll re-go once we get them here.
Right. You're good over there? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould, mayor of Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. We're broadcasting on Facebook Live tonight from MacArthur Airport in Islip MacArthur Airport. So we just did a little demonstration. We do what we call boot camp. It's a turbo program. It's very popular during the holiday periods in July and then Labor Day. When people are going on vacation, they are they want to board their dog, so we have this boot camp program. You can call it whatever you want, boarding school, boot camp, whatever. These are only human words. So what we have tonight, and again, I don't know how it looks to public. This is our normal. So some people think it's great. Other people are like, what's the big deal? The dog's walking on a leash. But if you think about where we are, the triggers that we introduce, so dogs are triggered by movement and sound. So there's nothing but movement and sound in the airport, and odor, right? The carpet here stinks. It's got all, no, so realistically, your carpet at home, it's got odor. Your vacuum cleaner has odor, right? It has dog odor from your own dog. So the dogs get highly stimulated by these things. The doorbell ringing, people knocking, whatever it is, squirrels, landscapers. These are all triggers. Whoops, here goes my river. And he just wanted to move out. So for Facebook people, you can see River's here, Moon is there.
Harvey.
So what was the question?
So the original question, which we were touching on at the end of the first segment, or second segment, was pretty much how the boot camps, like, what's the deal with them, how they work. The same person just asked, I didn't realize who it was at first. It's one of our customers that comes for daycare. She has 2 dogs.
Do we like her?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I got to be nice then. We like her.
So
it's like we like saying
pretty much the dogs were together for a decent amount of time, living at home completely fine. They got in a fight back in April, and now they're kind of uncertain on how and if they can be reunited. So they've been coming to daycare but separately. So she'll bring one day, the other dog the other day.
Well, it's an interesting question. It's kind of complicated to discuss on the program, but it happens all the time. In fact, this weekend,
had a couple customers do that. Yeah.
Well, this weekend we went to a home to try to introduce 2 dogs. You have to consider all the dynamics, and unfortunately, most of these things, as I say, are self-fulfilling prophecies. So once the dog gets into a dog fight or attacks another dog, even if it was just that one-time deal, you're always going to be nervous about it. Again, going back to rehab. If you have somebody addicted in your house, you're always worrying when they could be clean for 5 years, but you're always worrying that they may slip. So the same thing happens with a dog, right? So this is in our human brain, the fear and guilt and all these different emotions. The answer is to understand the complexity of it, what caused it, and if it was truly an isolated incident. So my guess is if they come to doggy daycare separately, it's probably something at home. Here's the bottom line. Everything is always on the human, somehow or the other. So what we do, we're pretty good at seeing what triggers they are that people aren't aware of. So, for example, this weekend we had a dog that dug a hole to cool off, and he laid there, and another dog wanted to get in the hole with him, and they were fine without the hole, but when you introduce the hole, they've got into a little bit of a dog fight. If they're fighting over a dog bone, are they fighting over a cheese doodle that's under your couch? Are they fighting over your affection? Are you petting one dog and then the other dog bites that dog because they want to be loved by you? There's so many things to it. Is it the doorbell ringing? Are they redirecting their energy? Usually it's over something, a possession or territory. So if they bite at the front door, they're fighting over territory. Does that answer that kind of?
What do you have to say? You want to say something?
No.
What? Go ahead, talk, please.
It's not Bailey. He's not.
Oh, it's not Bailey?
It's Zephyr and.
All right, we got the wrong owner, but it's the same problem.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. She works for the town, I think, right?
Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the dogs. It happens all the time. Multiple dogs like multiple children. If you have 2 children, you have 2 sets of problems and probably 2 different personalities. Anybody who has children knows they're not identical. They each have a different, unique personality, and you treat them differently. So it doesn't matter with dogs what their breed are. They're dogs, and they have individual personalities. So you just have to understand who your dogs are, what the behavior was, and what triggered it. Once you know what triggered it, then you can start working to manage it and teach the dogs not to do those certain things. But dogs are living creatures. They're not really unpredictable. There's no psychotic dogs. You know, a lot of times people call and say, my dog just went crazy, he attacked this or he attacked that. That's really not true, because psychosis only lives in the human brain. It doesn't live in a dog brain. They're incapable of psychotic behavior. They don't escape and kill people and maul people. They're not serial killers. So I say that quite a bit on the show. This is true. You might not know what triggered it, but something triggered it. It could be something as simple as a shadow, a noise, a fan. I've had dogs want to attack their, ceiling fans because they think it's a big spider spinning on the wall. So if you have a 5-year-old dog like Harvey and he goes somewhere where he never saw a ceiling fan, that might be very disturbing to him, and he might bark at it and try to kill it. I've had dogs attack the windows, the electric windows in a car, because they move, and the dog is triggered by the movement, and they actually go to bite the window. And every time the window moves, because eventually they bite it and it stops, it either closes or disappears.
That's your self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's the self-fulfilling prophecy. So anytime a dog bites or acts out aggressively, it's always in a manner to control its environment. They don't want to do it. Dogs don't normally want to fight people. They want to just want their space. And we see this when people violate their space or another animal violates their space, they get into confrontations. And the only way they can resolve their conflict is with their teeth. Gabish?
Gabish?
All right, what else? So does that answer that? Well, I don't know how we got... So turbo training doesn't necessarily help that situation necessarily. It's something that the owner has to do at home.
Yeah.
Just like housebreaking. We don't really housebreak dogs because that's a biological process that takes place in your home. So, yeah, but it's very effective if you watch any of our videos on where do people watch these things?
So pretty much the best source to see everything we have is to go onto YouTube and follow us on Hounds Town USA. We have all the shows on here. We have all of the turbo trainings and boot camp videos in here, even what to do when taking home a rescue dog. We have that, I think it's a 6-part series on there too, which is a lot of help for stuff like this because it goes through the basics step by step.
Right. So people ask what's the benefits, the pros and cons of turbo training. The pros are boot camp. The pros is it's 12 days of consistency. 12 days in a dog's life of absolute consistent, meaning where the dogs walk, they walk on our left side. They don't pull on the leash. They don't bark. When we do private lessons, we do that many times. And it's effective, but the downside to that is people bring the dogs home and they're not consistent for 10 days. They're not even consistent for an hour. By the time they get home, the dog's barking out the front door and going crazy. So the beauty of the boot camp is there's 12 days of consistent behavior. Just like you saw the dogs go to their place. At Hounds Town, we teach the dogs to go to their crate. A lot of times people tell me my dog hates the crate. They hate this, they hate that. Hate is a word that actually doesn't really, dogs don't hate anything. Humans hate.
Well, and it's their association with the crate.
And it's their association, so people put them in for all kind of weird reasons. The first problem is people think of a crate as a cage, and they don't want to do it just naturally. So they feel guilty and they're reluctant to do it. And they're totally wrong. Dogs are denning pack animals that require the security of the den. Most people want to give, they give dogs their own room to the house. The bigger the room, the bigger area the dog has to, in his mind, has to defend. So crate training, denning, is a very important psychological thing that we incorporate into our training. And frankly, if people say, I don't want to crate train my dog or I don't crate train my dog, we explain to them, well, this is a very critical element to it. So if they don't do it, but the dogs benefit from it. We have demonstrations of it. Of course, if it was, like Ashley said, the association, so like a child going into a crib, if the child cries and you take the kid out of the crib, he's learned that he can manipulate his parents by his sounds. And I get it. It's almost identical. But once a dog knows, then they go to sleep and they're so happy and they beeline it to their crates. As you'll see, these dogs that you saw in this little demonstration, first of all, we're in a very strange environment for them. It's only halfway through, a little more than halfway through, but it's all going to come together by the 10th or 11th day. It's kind of surprising how everything comes together. So, I don't know, did we talk enough about... We started talking about our trip on Noah's Ark to Pittsburgh.
We got
sidetracked somehow. I got to get crazy about emotional support dogs because I want to get a t-shirt. Your emotional support dog
gives me anxiety.
It's
pretty good.
Your emotional dog sitting next to me on the plane that you're shoving under a seat, his poor head pops out and then you shove him in like a jack-in-the-box. It's just, I can't take it, people. I don't have enough money to fly on a private jet. I wish I did. All right, listen, we're almost done with this nonsense. We got one more segment. We're going to take a break for 2 minutes. Stay with us on Facebook. At the end, we'll talk about our trips to Pittsburgh, Detroit,
and our 2 dogs.
The 2 dogs we got adopted thanks to your Facebook viewers. All right, stay with us after the break, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. Should we start taking stuff down?
Yeah. You want to take that down?
Is he okay? Oh, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
So, Juan, who has
Ooh.
Bruno,
Careful.
Bruno goes to South Jersey, and to us, he's the big Great Pit Bull. Remember we saw him when we were in South Jersey?
Yes, I love Bruno.
Yes.
Just
So
there.
his dad's just curious if you're ever thinking about doing like a training class in South Jersey.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. See on Facebook?
Yeah, he's on Facebook.
Hi, Bruno's dad in South. I was thinking of another Bruno that lives up here, Bruno from the shelter.
Oh, no. No, remember the big Great Pit Bull?
Big
So,
Pit Bull.
yes.
We just saw him last week. Yeah, we'd like to coordinate it. Maybe we'll do something. Right now, honestly, July and August is crazy. But after Labor Day, that might be a great idea. We'll do a little training thing down there and a little group thing in our backfield out there. It's definitely a good
Ton of
idea.
room for group training, for
A
sure.
little group training, yeah. Maybe we'll do a half a dozen dogs there. We'll get them to sign up, and yeah, we can definitely do that.
And
Definitely.
then Sandy,
Sandy,
she said Leia has her place in her crate. She has learned to love it, and she doesn't make a run for her crate when she has enough of us.
thank you, and that's probably pretty quick, right? She probably spent
That's
a
why
lot
you
of
like
time.
her.
Well, that's why I like her. I can tease, and I like that. So yeah, but of course these are perfect examples of people who work through this crate. The crate thing is such a psychological barrier for humans that it's really unfair to the dogs because we know that the dogs love it. What's the matter?
No, he's snoring. I think.
Yeah,
Oh, everybody's
Yeah.
passed out. John here is going to get this stuff out of here. Is Jackie Bondanza on or no?
I don't know.
So we have a nice balanced pack here, right? It's 9 o'clock, almost 9 o'clock. We're going back on. Don't mind John behind me. He's just doing his thing. We're all good, Facebook. This is what happens on the radio. Mamma mia, we love Sandy. But
Juan said that would be awesome. So we'll just keep them posted in South Jersey.
yeah, you got to keep harassing them there to do it. Tell them I said so.
They're probably excited to do it. I mean, that's gonna be fun.
This way. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Dish on Dogs. We're in the final stretch. I don't have to listen to this voice. If I haven't put you to sleep yet, I'm going to try very hard to put you to sleep in the next 10 minutes. It's time for bed anyway because everybody hopefully is back to work tomorrow. You're all hungover. You're all partied out. Get back to work. What is this with the 4th of July? That people take like a 2-week vacation. It's a one day. It's 4th of July. It was on Wednesday. All right, so yeah, nobody works. Everybody takes, I can't get a real estate broker. I can't get any doctor. My cardiologist, he's out in the Hamptons. I could be dropping dead now. And my dentist, my tooth fell out. My dentist is at the World Polka Tour. I mean, give me, and it's, I wish I was kidding. It's not, it's true. All right, we're wrapping up here. So we're going to do that, right? So one of our wonderful clients down in our South Jersey, Atlantic City location, because we don't do a lot. We only do, by the way, our training in Ronkonkoma right now. And now that we have all these franchises in our system, I think we're going to start circulating around and doing like a little mini, like a group training lesson for a day or so. And we used to do that, and it works out pretty effectively. Be careful over there. So Sandy's watching, right? She said that the crate is great. Crate is great. Crate training is very important to the dog psychology. Your bedroom is important to you, right? You lock the door, you turn out the lights, you get under the blanket. So we kind of den. You'd be very uncomfortable. A lot of times if you go to a new hotel or move into a new house, it takes you a while to really get comfortable because you're not comfortable in your den yet. And truthfully, the smaller, I go to clients' houses, they have 10,000 square foot mansions, and the truth is they stay in the kitchen or in their den. Ironically, it's called the den, and that's where they spend their life. They don't even know where all the bathrooms and bedrooms and other places are. So we humans like big, dogs like small. So we naturally then think that the dog needs 10 acres. Dogs don't run marathons. They run 100 yards to try and kill a rabbit. That's what they're programmed to do in nature. They don't roam the countryside for miles and miles. They're in their den, The mom goes out to hunt, she goes around, when she sees something, she runs about 100 yards. If the little rascal gets away, then that's it. So we have all this misunderstanding. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the dog brain. And we love dogs. I love dogs. There's no doubt about it. But I like to treat them like dogs, at least most of the time or sometimes. Most people never treat their dogs. That's why at Hounds Town USA, that's the opportunity. You come once a week, 3 times a week, where dogs can be dogs. What else is happening?
So Zephyr and Coesis.
Who's that?
Okay, so that's the 2 dogs that got into the fight in April, and they haven't been able to be together since because they don't know how to reintroduce them.
Right.
She actually uses the crates, and she's happy to hear that there is an importance of it. They do enjoy it. So
right, of course. And that's what Sandy said. Once it's done correctly.
Yeah, my one dog, I mean, both of them.
Well, they all do. It's
crates.
just natural. It's natural. So, and we all of our dogs go to their dad, go to their crate, and they're very happy. That's where they consume their food, and that's their safe place. But it's not in Grand Central Station. You don't have it in the middle of the living room where Uncle Johnny's coming by and poking at the dog, just like your bedroom. Houses are designed to have the bedrooms away from the activity of the house, the group activity. So we are denning animals ourselves. Jessica Diesel's mom? Jessica Diesel. Hello, Jennifer, Jessica. Oh, Jennifer. All right, I don't know who you are. No, I do. Of course I do. Wait, they're putting their headphones.
Diesel was on the show, the big brown pit bull.
I'm teasing you, for God's sakes. How can I forget? How can I not forget Diesel? What's happening? What do we owe the pleasure of this phone call?
I was watching you. I still watch you guys. The place that we go to now is nothing compared to Hounds Town.
What do you mean, where you go now?
She moved to Florida.
Oh, that's right. I remember. It's all coming back to me.
Happy as he was at Hounds Town.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. That's nice. What part of Florida? Oh, that's right. It's all coming back to me now. All right. Well, open up a hound. Quit your job and open up a Hounds Town. No, tell me, what's it been like for you down there so far?
It's been good. I mean, but we went from a house where he had, a half an acre to go in the backyard to us having to walk him. So now he actually walks me.
Right.
In the evening.
No. He's powerful.
And he's powerful. I felt the other day he dragged me through the neighborhood.
Oh my God! But you're adjusting kind of well. There's no nice doggy daycares. You probably don't want to comment, but there's no such thing as a hound. There's nothing like a Hounds Town. With Diesel.
Let's put it like this: it's never going to be Hounds Town.
Oh, I love you. And we're not related, right? And I didn't pay you to call in, right? I can't even give you a free day of daycare.
But it's definitely not a Hounds Town. I mean, it's whatever it is, but it's not Hounds Town.
Well, while I got you on the phone, tell our listeners what was Hounds Town like for Diesel? Like, what did what did it do for you and your dog?
It was great. I mean, you guys trained him to be able to get in the back seat, in the trunk of my SUV. He actually did really well going down to Florida. I was worried, that the trip was going to be crazy for him. And he actually, all the tips that you had showed me, and that day that I was watching you guys on video, it all worked. It was wonderful.
Yeah. And it's pretty simple stuff, right? Like the tips weren't anything big. It was probably less anxiety than, it wasn't like crazy, stop every half an hour and pet him. And it was nothing like that. It was just like, make sure he pees and poops and then have a nice drive and not worry so much. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm so happy you called in. That was so nice of you, actually. We don't get many callers here.
We had a crazy person once.
Yeah, I had a crazy person come call. What, honey?
I said I take all your tips. I still watch you guys.
All right, good. You got to get a life down there in Tampa, all right? All right, but thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. Stay cool. Hi. Nice. We're all excited here. All right, so we got 3 minutes left.
We wanted to talk about those 2 dogs that got adopted last week.
So last week we posted, what were those little mongrels? What were they?
Dachshunds.
They were dachshunds, yes.
Right. Then they were really cute. I even thought so.
Yeah, so the little backstory,
Little
it turned
bastards.
a little backstory.
Oh.
It happened that the owner, whatever their life situation was, this was the 3rd dog that they had to actually rehome. So Sandy and Kathleen actually did a great job, and they kind of took the dogs under their wing as a foster, and The first couple people, the person that actually went up adopting them, I think we have pictures. She
Yeah,
sent to
they
Facebook, so
sent
we'll
them
post
to
those
Facebook.
later at their new home. But I know Sandy and Kathleen actually went and did like a little home check just to make sure that
Right.
everything's balanced, it wasn't crazy,
Right.
and it just happened. Their dog had passed away. It was like a couple, and
No,
no
it couldn't be
drama,
happy. So we posted them last week. They're cute little dogs. They come with responsibilities. We don't like to tug at people's heartstrings because we want to make sure you're making a sensible decision. We have a two-legged dog at home. He requires a lot of maintenance and a lot of, but it's good. But you have to understand pet ownership costs money and responsibility. They're not just like a little, so I get it that people do things spontaneously, and we appreciate that hugely to get these two dogs adopted via our radio show. But it's a responsibility, and these people apparently accept that responsible, understand it. So we're so happy, and watch us on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Our craziest dog contest. You still have another week or two. You're going to get a free boot camp, for Christ's sake. Free boot
second
camp.
place gets a free turbo training.
A free turbo private lesson. So there's a lot of incentive here. Don't get yourself hurt, but just set your dog up with a little iPhone video, 2 minutes of knocking on the door, dragging you down the street, whatever it does,
Yeah.
without anybody getting nervous, or hurt, I should say. Then we'll look at them all. Whoever wins the contest is going to get a free boot camp, and second place is going to get a private lesson. So that's all good. What else? Next week, I don't know what we're doing. Do you?
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe we'll bring some of the boot camp dogs back. Most of them have been graduated already by then, but we'll have videos of how they've done, how we finished up. So remember, Hounds Town USA is home to the happiest dogs on earth, where dogs can come and be dogs, hump, jump, and dump without getting screamed at, without getting pennies thrown at them, horns blowing, whatever crazy people do with their dogs. It's a lot of fun. Join us next week. We'll be live on Facebook again, 8 p.m. Good night, everyone.
Not yet. So
Yes?
Luna's dad Jeremy's watching. He was just curious, how big should the crate be? So rule of thumb is
That if they
they're
can
able to
stand
stand up, but
Right.
not too big that they can play around with.
Right, they shouldn't be there. It gives them security. The smaller, the better. And remember, so we'll show you. We'll take a picture of a crate that would be the proper size for Luna, and she goes in it.
Yeah,
now.
she goes in her crate. She eats in there, sleeps in there. She's happy. She's not fussy.
Right, but we live a balanced life, so it's not just a crate. They're out, they're peeing, they're pooping, they're running, they're jumping. So it's just like us. After a hard day's work or play, you go to bed, and it's so we'll answer all those questions either before or the end of.
Yeah.
But so far, Luna's been great. They all have been great. It's been really a good experience. All right, we got to get out of here, folks. Thanks for watching Facebook Live.